Hey guys, what's up? I know I haven't made a video in a long time, but I've actually tried to make videos, and for whatever reason, when I try to record something for longer than 5 minutes, my phone will just stop. And then I don't know where it stops, and so it's hard for me to make another video and keep going and then just combine the videos through editing, you know what I mean? So I don't want to dwell too much on that. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying to troubleshoot whatever issue I'm having. But today I wanted to talk about how the movie Click is extremely spiritual, and later on I could potentially go through that movie with you and actually show you screenshots or show you short little snippets of scenes. I know you can't show everything on YouTube because of copyright, but I could show you certain things I picked up from that movie if you'd be interested in that. But I just want to talk about the main idea. And I think the main idea of that movie is that so many people are on autopilot. In this movie, Adam Sandler is the main character, and he's on autopilot because he's constantly thinking about the end result. He's not thinking so much about enjoying the journey. So he's thinking about money, he's thinking about promotions, he's thinking about having intimate, pleasurable moments with his wife. He's not really thinking about, okay, how can I enjoy the moment? And funnily enough, it's like the complete opposite of Eckhart Tolle. Now, I'm not New Age, I'm Christian, but I'm familiar with Eckhart Tolle's work. He's totally immersed in being in the present moment, constantly present moment. I do think there is some truth to that, and that is good. Now remember, there is a lot of good in New Age, but it takes from the Bible. The Bible is the original source of the good news and the good information that we use in our lives to be better people. So that being said, in this movie, Adam Sandler is not enjoying the journey at all. He is constantly thinking about the future. He's not in the moment. Now, I wanted to say that today I was thinking about this. I always think about that movie. This movie is so prevalent to life if you really think about it. But I wanted to say this movie, it just reminds me of what people would consider someone to be an NPC. That is what it reminds me of, because NPCs are not literally robots or AI. They're actual people. They're humans. They have souls. They have vessels. But what happens is almost everybody in life that you meet has trauma, and they have trauma so horrible. I'm not even exaggerating or trying to be hyperbolic. I really think everyone has trauma. Seriously, everyone has been through something. Some people may not have it as bad as others, but a lot of people have been through something that it was like a pivotal moment that just changed them. It changed them. Some people can use it for the better, but a lot of people, it changes them for the worse. So now back to NPCs. What they do is they shut themselves off. They clock out of life. They're in sort of this hypnagogic, half awake, half asleep stupor through life. And I just wanted to say it is so important to be sober and keep that sober mind and to be sharp and be in the moment. There's fireworks. It's 5th of July. But yeah, it's just, you really have to think about being in the moment and try to enjoy your life. No matter what you've been through, try to enjoy something. Just have one thing to be grateful for. I'm with my dog. I'm grateful for my dog every day because she gets me through so much. So if you can have a connection to animals, if you can have a connection to nature, if you can enjoy, if you're sober but you have that one vice like tea or coffee, which is technically a stimulant, you can enjoy that. That's good. If you can enjoy a piece of chocolate, whatever, just try to be present, try to enjoy something. But also, I wanted to say too is when you're enjoying the journey, that means you're really in touch with your passion too. A lot of people, they want the end result, they want money. People think success is the key marker. The financial success is the key marker of real success. But no, you can be successful just by being sober, just by elevating your mind, just by thinking clearly, just by reaching your personal goals. You could reach a short-term goal and you're already on a higher level because you're present, you're thinking about what you want to do, you're making actionable steps. You don't have to be rich to be successful. But that being said, if you're trying to gain financial stability and you want to be rich, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But just know that, this is my personal opinion, I really don't think people should go into a field that they hate. I really don't. And I've had very wealthy people talk to me and mentor me when I used to work at a cafe. I worked at this cafe. It was kind of bougie, and a lot of like rich people would come in here and they would like mentor me and give me little pieces of advice. And I love that. I would take their advice, but I would not absorb everything they would say. And so some of them would tell me, they're like, oh, I'm older, but I'm going back to school because I want to be an accountant. I want to make more money. I want this, I want that. And they're like, well, you should just, I had somebody straight up tell me like, oh, you're studying psychology. Oh, you should change. You should just be a hairstylist. You make more money if you do that. Oh, you should just be an accountant. You make more money if you do that. I'm like, look, with all due respect, I'm not just going to stop what I'm doing and go into something that I don't like, that I'm going to hate, that I'm probably not going to excel in. My grades might start going down because I don't like it. I'm not going to want to do it. I'm going to procrastinate. And it's just not going to be an experience that I'm going to love. It's not going to be a career I'm going to love. It's not going to align with my passion. It's not going to align with my mission on earth. I really like the Japanese concept of ikigai, which is like something you're good at, you're passionate about, that helps others. Like that's your purpose. That's your ikigai. You know, I want to be in my ikigai, dude. I don't want to be doing something that I'm not going to like, that I'm not going to love, that's going to make me suffer. I'm not going to do very well in that. I don't even see myself finishing school if I'm studying something that I don't like. I want to study something I like, that I find interesting, that aligns with what I'm passionate about, that's going to help other people, and it's going to help me, and I'm going to have fun with. Like, I want to be a professor. I want to teach. I want to be able to get paid for talking about something that I love. Like, I want to be able to be a nerd and geek out on stuff that I love. And like, I meet so many people who are supposedly studying things they like, and then they don't even want to do the homework. And I'm like, dude, I get it, but you freaking have to love your journey, man. You have to love it. Like, if you're writing a paper and it's about a topic that is like very pertinent to the field you're going in, why do you hate that so much? You're literally, writing is just a form of talking. It's just a form of communication. You're just putting your words on paper. Why do you hate that? You get to talk about something you love, that you find interesting, and you're sitting there like you don't like it. And you're sitting there like, oh, I don't want to do this. I hate this. This teacher's just wasting my time. No, they're not. They're freaking there to help you learn. I don't hate teachers. Like, you can't blame teachers just because, yeah, the education system is corrupt and there's so many things wrong with it that I want to fix, but you can't blame that all on teachers. Like, sometimes there's people above them. Sometimes it's like, who's the one designing curriculum? Okay, think about that person. Who's in the government saying, hey, this is like the curriculum you have to teach, and if you don't teach this, then you're out. Like, that's the person you need to talk to and tell them, hey, this curriculum does not align with society. Who's the one designing the curriculum that's telling kids like, oh, you just need to sit in your desk and learn, and there's no hands-on component? So like, people who grew up in households where they were never like taught how to do anything, we grow up to be such big proponents of Montessori approach. This is so tangential, but it doesn't matter. It's like everything's connected anyways. And Montessori approach is like hands-on learning. Like, everyone needs that. Adults need that. Kids need that. Everyone needs that. Animals need that. Like, I'm not even kidding. And so anyways, back to what I was talking about. Like, there's people that are writing papers, they're doing work, and they don't like it. Okay, if you hate it so much, you need to keep going, finish what you're doing, and then you need to become a speaker and talk about how to change the system. If you're a business major and you're like, I don't want to write papers all day, that's fine. Get the paper done. When you finish, you become the teacher, and then you tell the kids, or not the kids, but like, you know, the college students, you tell them, okay, you're not going to do a paper, you're going to do a project instead. And I'm going to have you run a small business. You can run an Etsy account. You can run something, you know, you can try to get a TikTok shop, whatever. That's your project. At the end of the year, I want to see how well you did. Even if you don't have any sales, I want to see if your business looks good. Does it have good, are you using good tags? Are you using good marketing? How are you doing things? Are your pictures good? Are your thumbnails good? Like, that's what you're going to be judged off. If you think everything should be hands-on, that's fine. I think it should be kind of a mix of both. But the point I'm trying to demonstrate is like, dude, you have to love the journey. If you don't love talking about business, you're just not going to have a good time. So then the question is, do you want to change your major? And I feel bad because I'm like really thinking about someone in particular, a good friend of mine I've known for so long, who he's like really talented musician, very good pianist. And I'm like, dude, if you end up watching this, I'm sorry I'm picking on you, but it's so true, man. Like, you hate the journey of being a business major. You can literally just be a music major and be a badass pianist and teach kids how to play piano. And like, dude, if you Like, you can do anything. You could do literally anything, be successful at it, and make money at it. But I really do think you need to enjoy your journey. You can't just hate what you're doing. You can't just, like, do everything begrudgingly. You know, you have to have some kind of passion in this life. And if you feel like your passion really doesn't make you any money at all, then try to find a way to incorporate that into something else. You know, you can be this sort of benevolent alchemist, for lack of better words. I'm not talking about like an actual occultist, but I'm talking about how you can combine things and integrate things. Like, I'm taking this class, I just learned that you can combine PE with math or English and create lessons where kids exercise and do trivia. Like, they could do freeze tag, and then to get unfrozen, they can answer a question about like how to spell a word. And I had to create a lesson plan based on that idea, which I created that idea, but I took from something that the class taught me. The class kind of like showed me an example, and then I made my own game for kids. And I'm like, dude, you can do that. Like, if you feel like your passion is not something that's lucrative, just go into teaching and show people why your passion is freaking awesome and get paid to talk about it all day. Like, that's something you can do. You don't have to hate your passion or do something you don't like. Like, not everybody is cut out for STEM. Not everybody is cut out to be an engineer. You know, have you seen, there's a meme going around on TikTok of engineering students before and after, and like, there's men that are literally losing their hair and aging rapidly because it's extremely stressful. And not everybody really wants to major in something that's going to stress them out and age them. And I can relate to that too. As someone who majored in psychology, it was not that easy. People all the time tell me it's super easy. It's really, really wasn't. Like, I was writing tons of research papers. I was in groups where people were not really contributing how they should have been contributing, and they would use weaponized incompetence to just say, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, and then I'd end up doing like so much work because it was my grade at the end of the day. Even though I was stuck with these people, it was my grade too. And so you just have to do it. You just have to apply yourself. There's really no way around it. Like, if you have something you love, you just have to do it. It's not going to be easy. That whole idea of like, if you do your dream job, you're never going to work another day in your life. That's not true. Even actors will tell you that. Like, acting is hard. You have to memorize lines. You have to rehearse. You have to practice. You have to look a certain type of way. You don't get to really look how you want to look. You have to wear what they tell you to wear. You have to do your hair and makeup the way they tell you to do it. They might have you shave off your eyebrows. You never know. Modeling is the same way. With modeling, it's like, I think modeling is one of the hardest jobs ever because you have to fit into clothes that are super tight. You have to wear shoes that are uncomfortable. You have to travel all the time. You're never at home. You have to live with like roommates and go on go-sees. Like, that's, you know, that's going to be your passion, and you're going to love it, and it's going to be so amazing. But to get to that end result, it's going to be hard work. You're not just going to get to that end result on day one. You have to work. Everything in life is work, and that's not a bad thing. Work is not punishment. You know, when you talk about the Bible and the book of Genesis, work was not the curse that Adam and Eve had when they ate the forbidden fruit. Work was already something they were doing. It's pain and suffering. That's the curse. Don't you understand that? God likes when we work. He gives us a purpose. He gives us a reason to be alive. He gives us something to look forward to. He makes us feel important. He loves us. But when you guys hate what you're doing, it just shows. And people look at you like, man, what's going on in your life? Like, you're not passionate about what you're doing. What's going on? And then you become a Debbie Downer, and you start bringing people down, and then you lose your charisma. And I see it all the time. I see it with people. They're like, man, I don't like my job. I don't like my major in college. I don't like anything I'm doing. So I go home and smoke and play video games, and I get a little hit of dopamine, and then I feel better. Well, all that ends up leading to is chronic anhedonia, which is just a fancy word that means you're not able to get pleasure anymore because your dopamine's all out of whack, and you don't want that to happen to you. So you have to learn how to enjoy small, quiet moments. You can't constantly be on a roller coaster and want like, ooh, exciting every day. You know, you have to enjoy small, moments. You have to be able to enjoy being outside and looking at the color green. It's a very healing color. You have to learn how to be in nature. You have to learn how to enjoy the presence of animals. You have to learn how to pray, meditate. You have to learn how to enjoy small pleasures in order to feel true purpose and to feel gratitude every day. You know, it's hard, man. I'm not having no cakewalk in life, dude. I've been through a lot. I've been through so much stuff, but I'm here. I'm present. I'm sober-minded other than coffee, which, you know, I think coffee, if you're going to do anything in life, that's a vice. I think your one vice in life should be coffee or tea, because at least that wakes you up. At least that gets you going. At least that helps you get your work done. You know, but I think you got to do something. You got to be doing something in life. You can't just hate what you're doing. You got to enjoy your life and be present, or you're just going to feel lost. You know, there's so many people on autopilot and they're like robotic. It's like, what are you passionate about, man? Like, what gets you out of bed? I meet people who don't even crack jokes anymore. They don't smile. If you go up to them and like start joking around, they just look at you like. I knew someone that I worked with a long time ago that I would be talking to them and they'd talk to me and I'd listen and respond. And then when I would talk to them about something, they'd just like give me the blank stare, that fluoridated stare. I'm like, dude, you're not a full-blown NPC, but you're almost there, dude, because you're not able to connect with other people. And I meet people who they're incapable of making their own jokes, to where all they do is quote memes. They'll pull out their phone, hey, look at this meme, hey, look at that meme. You got to be able to like have originality. You got to be able to joke. You got to be able to look at the world, make your observation, and make a comment. You know who was really good at that? Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks could look at the world, you know, say what you will about his political stuff. I don't care. I'm not a leftist. I like him though, because he would look at the world, he would observe everything going on, and then he would joke about it. And you could tell he was original. You could tell he wasn't out there copying nobody. People will bag on Bill Hicks. I do not care. I don't think, this is controversial take, I don't think you have to be the most hilarious stand-up comedian to be an effective comedian. I think that if you say something interesting and you're on stage, you don't have to make everyone laugh the whole time, dude. Anybody could get up there and just make a two-liner or make a joke about a bodily function, dude. Anybody can do that, low-brow, low-hanging fruit. This guy would actually comment on everything going on, and he helps wake me up. He helped wake me up. He helped wake up so many people on a spiritual level. He's the one that said that if you feel like you're separate from God, that's an illusion. That's obviously, I'm just paraphrasing, but he said that any separation you feel from God is an illusion. That's what he said. Yeah, powerful, powerful. I had never seen anybody on such a higher level that believed in God, because at the time I thought I was awake, you know. I had an awakening, but it wasn't a full awakening. And I was questioning everything. And I was even questioning if God existed. And if he did, well, why is there so much suffering? That's a normal question. But you gotta know, to be really evolved and really elevated on a higher level, you gotta believe in God, man. You can't just be an atheist or a nihilist. You gotta believe in something. You gotta believe. You gotta start somewhere, man. If you start New Age, dude, I think you're already higher level. You're not up there until you're really with Christ, though. Christ really is the freaking king. He really is the answer. He is. He changed my life so much. But you got to start somewhere. You know, you got to at least connect with a tree or connect with somebody. Connect with a dog. You got to love something and just be connected to this world. But then you got to overcome the world and be connected to God. That is really the end step. You got to get there. But yeah, I know it's a bit rambling, but I just wanted to share this video with you guys because I really miss making videos, and I feel really inspired by some videos I've been watching lately that are just like so helpful in waking people up. And I really like watching content that people make about being a so-called chosen one. I don't know how biblical that is, but I do feel like some people just really stand out and are just so connected to God. And sometimes I resonate with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to be humble. I really am. But sometimes I feel like God made me special for a real purpose, for a real reason, to help educate and wake people up and connect and serve humanity. And it's not easy. It's so hard, dude. It's so hard. It's easier to be a misanthropist and hate humanity, but God wants us to be on that higher level. He wants us to help wake people up. He wants us to help serve people. If you see a homeless person today, dude, buy them a sandwich, talk to them, say hi to them. They don't get interaction, dude. People look at them like they're nothing. They're human. They might be more awake than the average person, but you just gotta help people. You gotta love people. You know, you gotta be present. You gotta enjoy the journey. You gotta find something to be grateful for. You can't give up. Never give up, dude. This life isn't over. This life is never over. You're an eternal soul. You can never pass away. You can never die. Death is an illusion, okay? Bill Hicks talked about that too, but that's real. That's originally from the Bible. Anything that is good or true really like straight up comes from the Bible, and we're just paraphrasing. Straight up. So I'm paraphrasing from somebody else who paraphrased. Yeah, it's like a cover of a cover. But yeah, that's it. I'm so thankful that this video didn't stop. I'm 20 minutes in, and I'm just really grateful to be able to get this message out and to be able to come back to making videos, because this is like one thing I really love to do. And maybe one day I can be like a full-time content creator. You never know where life will take you, but that's like honestly my goal. That's honestly my goal. I'd rather do that than be a professor, because the education system is crazy, but maybe I can change it. You never know. I want to try to change it if they'll let me. Usually when people try to change the system, they get fired or canceled, but you never know. You can try. You can always try. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout. I'll talk to you later, and try to have a good day, because today is the present moment. There's no such thing as the future. Everything is just a fluid moment of the present, so try to enjoy it. My dog says peace out too. Bye.